I promised Devin I'd help out until your car was done. I filled my end of the bargain.
You can't be serious about leaving now.
You know, I knew you could never hack us. God only knows what Devin ever saw in you.
Get out of my way.
Gladly. No, you're just as obsolete as that pile of rust. You wasted our time and money rebuilding my friend. The only thing worse is the pathetic effort Devin put into rebuilding you.
When we first met, I had you pegged as a loser, too. But I couldn't have been more wrong. I had some of the techies look Kid over. They said he isn't a total write-off. Maybe you could...
Well, maybe you can.
Not alone, I can't. Look, I know Matt can be a jerk, but he means well. Still... he isn't you. This is a little hard for me to admit, but in some ways you're actually superior to me. You have experience. I don't. I need you.
How about if we swing together one last time in your backyard? You don't need me, and I don't need you.
Oh, yes, you do. Only somebody hurting really badly would turn their back right now.
Don't you think I know what I'm walking away from? Nobody cared about that man more than me. Do you understand me? Nobody.
Then come back and help us, Michael. Help Devin.
We tried. Look what got him. He was wrong. One man can't make a difference.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Night, brought to you by the GCRN. I am one of your hosts, Duyahn Mike. Joining me is Duyahn the Music Man. Hello.
Hey, we've made it.
How are you?
We've made it to the year 2000 in some respects.
13 years too late.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, that is right. This is episode 33 of Beyond the Night. We are back. We took a bit of a break after we did the season 4 recap of Knight Rider Classic, and I just came to realize we've been doing this podcast for an entire year.
I know.
September 26, 2012 is when we started the podcast, and
the original air date of Knight Rider.
Well, for those of you who know me well, I am pretty anal retentive when it comes to anniversary dates. The reason why Beyond the Night started September 26, 2012 is because, you know, back in 82, that's when the first episode of the TV show aired. So, basically, this is our one-year anniversary show. Yay! Knight Rider 2000. At least we ain't covering that crappy 2010 shit. Which has nothing to do with Knight Rider, by the way.
Except the name, that's about it.
That's about it, yeah. So what have you been up to?
Not much. You know, I was watching the movie, again, Knight Rider 2000, which I know we'll get into. The movie's pretty good. I think William Daniels was great in this, you know, and just a whole lot of different things. I've found actual different YouTube things of Knight Rider that just, some of them are downright funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that new GMC commercial or whatever it is. It's like he's actively making fun of himself.
Oh, the talking train?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. They did that last year.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was a year ago. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was last year.
I thought it was more recent than that.
No, that was last year.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, that's the thing, you know, back then, back in the 80s, it was like, oh, a talking car, what's that? And now, you know, we have them every day, you know, and I'm sure you can get, actually, I know you can get customizable GPS devices that have, you know, not your standard iPhone Siri voice on it. So,
no, as a matter of fact, there's a company called Garmin that makes them, and William Daniels is actually in the GPS.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's what's going on. We are back. We are going to be going strong. We may take another break in between the 90s and the 2008 show, and I'm just going to call it the 90s show because that's really all we need to say here. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back with talk on Knight Rider 2000.
Hey, this is the Music Man 08, one of the co-hosts of the Knight Rider podcast heard on GeekCast Radio. Do you like variety? Would you like to hear variety out of the clear blue sky? Then head on over to www.sky106.net and hear just that. Not only that, send us feedback if you have a show request, or if you think you have what it takes, fill out the application page to become a DJ. You can also add us to Twitter and MSN. Once again, the website to visit for all of this and more is www.sky106.net.
Alright, so Knight Rider 2000 is a 1991 television sequel movie to the television series Knight Rider. It is included in the Region 1, Region 2, and Region 4 versions of the Knight Rider Season 1 box set. The movie served as a pilot for a proposed new series, but despite high ratings, the plan was abandoned. In the year 2000, conventional handguns have been banned, with law enforcement carrying non-lethal stun pistols. Nationwide budget changes have resulted in the adoption of cryonic suspension over standard incarceration for convicted criminals. Following the assassination of a mayor in Seattle, his replacement demands a solution and has found the form of Knight 4000, a car that will become the next generation of the Knight Industries supercar kit. The theme song, Knight Rider 2000, is by Dan Hammer. It was released on his 1994 album Drive. Alright, so this came out in 91. There's another movie that came out in 94 starring Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Demolition Man is a copycat of Knight Rider 2000.
No, it's not.
Yes, it... Dude,
are you serious?
Yes, it is. Okay.
I've watched it, but I didn't think it was a copy of Knight Rider 2000.
All right. Knight Rider 2000, the villain gets frozen and put into cryostasis.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
They then wake him up, and he escapes and whatever else. In Demolition Man, both... Wesley Snipes' character, Simon,
right,
and John Spartan, Stallone's character, both get cryo-freezed and wake up in the 23rd or whatever it is,
century.
Futuristic city. They now have non-lethal weapons in both. I swear to God, Demolition Man.
Oh, that's funny.
It is exact. The only difference is there's no. Obviously kit car or any kind of Knight Rider things in Demolition Man, but I swear they're the exact same film. Like, the basic premise of both of them are the exact same.
That's great.
So funny. I actually...
is that why you were laughing off air?
Yeah.
Oh, I wondered why.
Yeah. No, I didn't get to see this. 91, I was 11 years old. We missed it back then. Kids today don't know what a VCR is and videotape and recording video, and they know all the digital stuff that, in this generation. And
I didn't even know it existed in 91. I didn't see it until 94.
See, I didn't see it until
93, 94, something like that.
I didn't see it until 99, honestly, because I knew of it, but I never caught on to it until I don't even think it was 99. I think it was I might have caught it on if they ever aired it on TV. I might have caught it, but when I really saw it was when I got that first season box set. But yeah, no, my mom said, back then, she was like, oh yeah, there was a Knight Rider film on the other night. We forgot to record it. I'm like, really? Seriously? Because you got to think, this is 91. This is 5 years removed from the final episode, albeit Voodoo Night, the dumbest episode ever. This is 5 years removed, and what's going on? And, before this, The only other thing I had seen Hoff in was Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
So I was like, ooh, cool. This is awesome. And so the basic plot is a criminal escapes. He wants to basically take over the city, take over the world. And, you got to go back to, 10 years ago and revive Michael Knight and get him to do his thing, what he used to do. And I find it very interesting how over the course of the original series and this, how David Hasselhoff had aged. Because I didn't mention this when we were doing the season 4 reviews, I don't think, but they gave him, either they did it to him for production or he did it to himself, but he had a severe hair, like he didn't have afro hair in season 4. He had a severe slick back haircut in a lot of the episodes.
I think that might have been himself.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't think he would have done that for the production, but yeah, no, I enjoy the film. It's good beginning, middle, end. It brings up all the old continuity, and I remember seeing something from the producers that they want. I think everybody at the time was like, "But where's Bonnie? Where's RC3? Where's all this stuff?"
Where's April? Yeah.
Yeah, they had said that they wanted the film to be just Devin and Michael and the relationship between the two of them, and that's really what it is. And it's an awesome film. I find it absolutely hilarious that they are that Kit ends up in a '57 Chevy. Everything about the movie is great. The villains are great. Just how surprisingly things happen is great. Russ Maddock can go jump off a bridge for all I care. I didn't like that guy that much. And I could have sworn I've seen that actor somewhere else. What else has he done? He was in Babylon 5, he was in Melrose Place. I swear I've seen him in other things. Oh, he was in Stargate SG-1, so I like him. Oh, I know where I've seen him. In Gone in 60 Seconds, that's where I saw him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Detective Mayhew and Gone in 60 Seconds. Okay. But no, overall, Knight Rider 2000, great movie. I like the... because it's the quote-unquote future that they've adopted putting chips in people's heads.
Sean McCormick.
Yep.
And Kit.
Yeah.
Battle of the Sexes.
Sitting in a tree. Yeah.
Battle of the Sexes. A computerized car going against a human who has one of the chips in her brain.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. And the fact that Kit shows emotion, literally gets pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just kind of cool.
It is. The interesting thing going back and watching this, specifically to some of the actors, is Thomas Watts in this is played by Mitch Pileggi.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that at the time. I knew I had seen him somewhere before, but I didn't know it at the time who he was. And then I had recently, last year, the new Dallas revival show came on, and he is one of the villains in Dallas.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, what else? What else is interesting about this one? Scotty, Captain Scott from Star Trek has a cameo. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
Actually,
James Doohan.
Doohan makes a cameo appearance as an innocent bystander that Kit mistakes for a criminal stealing money from an ATM. Kit stuns the suspect and the man collapses. When Michael and Maddock pick up the man to arrest him, they find Mr. Doohan delirious from being stunned and mumbling various lines from his role of Scotty on Star Trek. I thought that was really cool.
That was awesome. It was great.
Yeah.
Kit, it's Scotty. Who? Star Trek, you idiot!
Yeah, how does Kit not know about Star Trek? Seriously? Come
Yeah.
on. He knows about Michael Jackson, but he doesn't know about Star Trek. Great. Um, but no, like I said, that this film has, it has the perfect setup, beginning, middle, and end. And sure, now that I've seen both this and Demolition Man almost back to back with each other, it's like, wow, the plots are so similar. But I mean, I really enjoy this movie. I think it's a testament to Devin and Michael's relationship. I think it's really interesting how they do that.
It's really sad that Devin dies in this movie.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that they did that, but I'm not sure. Was he not doing that well back in '91?
He was all right. I don't know what else he had done. I mean, we really hadn't seen him in anything else throughout the '90s that I know of. I could look, and no, I've looked at his Wikipedia article, and I think I'm sure he's done some other stuff besides Knight Rider. The Knight Rider and Knight Rider 2000, and I know he was in before he died. I did see him in Baywatch Nights, so I know he did that role. With
he
David.
didn't pass away until '97.
Right, but Baywatch Nights was on in '97, but they obviously would have recorded that before his death. But he played opposite David as a villain, and I was like, wow.
Well, see, the reason why they probably put him as a villain is because one of his other leading film roles was Malcolm Rodney in Our Man Flint from 1996.
Right.
Or not 1990. I'm sorry, 1966.
Right.
So that's probably what that was a nod to. But yeah, no, I mean that was why that was just senseless. Honestly, that was. I get it was a plot device, but that was just no. Don't kill Devin.
Yeah.
Not in that way, anyway. That was just wrong. Just wrong.
I also like the fact that Devin actually got pissed at Maddox because Maddox was very, very conceited. He was very, very just. I think he liked getting under people's skin.
Yeah.
And the fact that you see, the fact that you hear, as long as I'm the controlling partner, we do things my way. Is that clear? And it's like Drill Sergeant 101.
Yep. Yeah.
And Maddox's like, yeah. Because what it was is, and if anyone has seen, if everyone remembers the movie, he gets Michael. But Michael agrees to come back, but only under one condition, and that is that he wants Kit, but in the original Trans Am. But when they get there, they see that the Trans Am's been dismantled, and everything else, and they're still they're in the garage. I guess that's a garage in there.
Yeah,
they're in the garage in there, and Michael's like, you actually let this guy do this, and it's like this guy happens to be your new boss, Mr. Knight, and I'd watch that adage, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Russ Maddox he's not a very likable character, not even till the end of the movie. The garage, I think, even though I believe it was under the Knight Industries offices, I believe it was meant to be similar to the original garage where Michael found Kit in Night of the... It's meant to look, not necessarily be a copy of it, but it's meant to have that similar feel.
Yeah.
As far as the design of the garage and everything else, that eventually the 4000 would be in, and the 4000 it's all right.
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you what I asked you in the season 4 recap. But
what?
When I said, when we were talking about merging the two, father and son together, when you were talking about having, Michael Michael Knight Sr. and Michael Knight Jr. working together, and I said, well, where would the Knight 4000 fit? And you said, no, that wouldn't work because you have the Knight Industries 2000 and you have the Knight Industries 3000.
Yeah, and the 4000 just wouldn't work because if you look at the 2000 and the 3000 side by side, they're okay. One's a Trans Am, one's a Mustang, but they're more similar to each other than what the damn 4000 was made out of. Let me see here, production notes. The Knight Rider 2000 was filmed. Okay. The studio was unable to use the real Pontiac Banshee 4 concept car for the movie, so instead it hired Jay Orberg, star of Star Cars Incorporated, to customize a 1991 Dodge Stealth for the Knight 4000. The custom car can also be seen, albeit briefly, as the stolen supercar in Chips 99, and has a future police vehicle in Power Rangers Time Force.
Oh, no.
Knight Rider and Power Rangers have a team up.
Oh, God, no.
But yeah, no, it just, that design of that car, it just doesn't, it doesn't really say Knight Rider. Like, okay, the front grille, looking at it again, the front does, but the whole back end, it looks like it's, being hopped up on hydraulics. Honestly, it does. It just.
Well, at least they kept the scanner light in front. They kept that.
Yeah.
I kind of missed the noise that it would make, though. It didn't have the little scanner noise, the whoosh whoosh noise anymore. It was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I'm really kind of disappointed about was that they didn't really come to Glenn Larson for any inspirational ideas. Since Knight Rider was his creation.
Yeah.
And, I kind of think that they should have at least come to Glenn.
Yeah, they should have, but who knows? At least they kept the main elements there. There are even times where I heard the old theme, the old instrumentals and stuff. So, it's there in spirit. But as far as the car design, they should have definitely talked to Glenn or done something. Because, the 4000.
Really, the original theme was in there? I'll have to listen again. Not like the whole thing, but
a
little bit of it.
There was when Devon's RNA is being read.
Yeah.
There's a brief, ever so brief mixture between the old theme and the Jan Hammer theme.
It's very light.
Ever so brief. It's not there in its full entirety, but it's still there.
Yeah. Well, what's nice about that, I mean, not the fact that Devon is dying, but, because that was really sad when they killed him off.
It was very sad.
It was very sad when they killed him off, but you actually get to see, without the original score of Stu Phillips in there being heard, but you see Wilton Knight, Richard Basehart, one man can make a difference, and you see the car being driven, and the way he dies off is just really sad.
Yeah, it is. It very much is.
Don't ever get Michael so pissed off that he'll make you bleed.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. The thing is, it's again, this would, Knight Rider, the series, would have made more sense if, because they kind of tie back, but they don't really mention it, but they're like, oh, I left the Foundation 10 years ago. Well, if Stevie hadn't have died,
he still would have been there, probably.
He wouldn't have been there, but that's why I say Scent of Roses should have been the series finale, is because he went back, and you come to this and you can think of, oh, well, maybe he didn't go back, even though in Scent of Roses it shows him going back right away, but let's say he didn't. Let's say Stevie didn't die that day. that maybe could be where he was, for the 10 years or whatever the hell. But it's just one of those things where it's producers and creators and whatever network execs need to be mindful of this kind of stuff, and they really are today, because television today is created a whole different way than it was
Right.
30 years ago. But just going back and just looking at it again, it's like, oh, why would you put that crappy episode of your series finale? Oh, dumb. Anyway, with Knight Rider 2000, I enjoyed it.
I liked it. I loved it. It was a great
I love
movie.
Kid as a TV. Before he gets in the car, I love Kid as a portable TV. That was funny.
Knight Rider. Oh, in the '57 Chevy.
No, before he was in the Chevy, he was on the seat in like a portable TV thing.
Oh, when they first activate him, you mean?
When they first activated
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That was awesome. And you see his scanner going back and forth. And what I also like the fact is that Michael and Kit are taking jabs at each other, even though time has changed significantly. You're dating yourself, buddy boy. Pac-Man's in the Smithsonian now.
Yeah.
Probably
exactly.
an exhibit or two away from you. And it's actually, to see Devin smile with that episode, in that, not in an episode, but in that scene, it's kind of like Kit and Michael are kind of jabbing each other. Kit's been deactivated for 10 years. Michael's been out of commission for 10 years, so they get him activated, and it's like, now that's just wonderful. And they both look like, whoa, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. Any Knight Rider fan who hasn't seen Knight Rider 2000, go see it, or go find it. Go get the DVD set. It's on the big box set. It's also on the single season set of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing. For Knight Rider fans like us, it was a damn good movie. They're really,
There weren't any bad parts per se.
No, not really. I mean, it was beginning, middle, end. It was, it told a story. It told a decent story, and it showed you how Michael Knight was going to stop the bad guy, and that one man can make a difference.
You know what was interesting though is that I know Sean McCormick. She was a police officer, and things like that. I know she wasn't really trying to show Michael up.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a battle of the sexes. It was a matter of they both had different styles.
Well,
she worked. No, wait a minute.
The problem with her is.
Hang on. She was working for the police force. He was. I mean, he went back to the foundation. He went back to the foundation, and he's like, you've got an attitude that won't fly around here at all. We all work together. It won't fly. We all work together or not at all. And she's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the one who left the foundation 10 years ago to run an unprofitable bass charter. It seems like you get along with fish better than you do with people.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he's like, I know some fish that have better attitudes than you. And then they get in the car, and you hear Kit, and he's like, Michael, kindly tell this obnoxious person to remove her hands from my wheel.
Yes, but the thing is, we don't actually that would be the only downfall of the movie, I think. We don't actually get to see what, other than those little flashbacks, what Sean's personality was before she had Kit implanted in her.
No, we don't get to see that.
See, that's the thing. See, Sean to me is Kit 3.0. Kit being himself, and this is another part of him that is there, and it's basically if Kit actually was a human and had a child, is the way I look at it.
Right.
It's more Kit's personality than whatever her own personality might have been.
Right.
And that's why she clashes with Michael, is because it's part of Kit inside of her. It's kind of freaky. It's kind of freaky when you really think about it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But one of the scenes I did like was, and this was after Devin's death, and after Michael hits Maddock pretty hard in his mouth.
Yeah.
But I could understand why he did it. It was the fact that, look, I just lost a good friend.
Yeah.
And I lost a good friend, and I don't have anything to live for anymore. That's what he felt like, you know. And he was like, you know, he was wrong. You know, Devin was wrong. One man can't make a difference. And I could swear I thought he was going to cry in that scene
Yeah.
because it was just, I mean, I know he was acting, but it was so emotional for him. And, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
Sean was saying, look, I thought I knew everything. And, you know, but I don't. I don't have the same experience as you do. My experience is law enforcement. That's it. You've got one up on me. Because Michael was a police officer before he was shot. Michael, you know, he was Michael Long, and then he was Michael Knight. He was reborn, and so you know now he's basically he has more experience than Sean does.
Yeah.
But and you know then he comes back and he says, you know, well, you know, and they're Sean and Michael are talking, and he's like, well, you had something to do with it, and what I mean is you convinced me to come back.
Yeah.
And you know. What I really kind of liked was, you know, you see Russ Maddock and he's walking into the garage, and this was near the end of the movie. And he's like, what the hell are you doing? And he stands up, David stands up, and he stands back, and the car starts, and he's like, oh my God, you didn't! And Kid's like, I'm afraid he did, Mr. Maddock, and I must say that this body fits me like a glove. And I'm like, damn!
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was kind of awesome there to see that.
Yeah, that was very awesome. All right, so I think we're going to take a quick break. I'll come back with some final thoughts and close the show after this.
Coming soon from the Command Center commentaries, celebrating 20 years of Power Rangers. It's Morphin' Time.
Thank you so much, Jason David Frank, for that ringing endorsement. Yes, that's right, folks. Starting in episode 29, From the Command Center is going back and celebrating 20 years of Power Rangers with the From the Command Center commentaries. We'll be doing 15 episodes from MMPR Season 1. And after that, who knows? I know we're doing commentaries from Seasons 2 and 3, and we'll do a commentary on the film. After that, who knows? Commentaries could take us through a number of episodes. There's a very, very, very long list. So I hope everyone enjoys it. As I've said before, we will get to Megaforce once that series completes itself on Netflix or whatever else. Thank you so much, and now prepare yourself for From the Command Center commentaries, our way of going back in depth and noticing stuff we did not pick up on in the original overview episodes of the podcast, or stuff we missed when we watched them as children. Thank you very much.
Let the power protect you.
50 years ago, a little old man brought his little blue box to a junkyard, and now Doctor Who is a cultural phenomena worldwide. Join the GeekCast radio network and Mark Who 42's Whoniverse as we review Doctor Who episodes past and present, discuss the Doctor's friends and enemies, see where the Doctor's been, where he is, and where he's going. Sit back and grab a jelly baby and join Mark Who 42's Whoniverse. It's the ride of this and every other lifetime.
Fantastic.
Allons-y.
Can Michael Jackson moonwalk?
We are back, and for me, Knight Rider 2000 gets a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. Or 5 out of 5 kit cars. It has everything. And for those of us who are Knight Rider enthusiasts, it has the legacy behind it. And for those of us who like prequels to Demolition Man, it has that behind it too.
It gets a 5 out of 5 kit cars for me. Perfect story, beginning, middle, and end. There is no deviating from the story. There is no subplot.
Yeah.
There is no villain of the week.
No villain of the week. No multiple. Like you said, subplot. There's no multiple plots going on. Well, there is, but it's basically 2 plots. It's basically what's going on with Maddock and the Knight Industries people, and then there's Watts and what he's doing as the villain, and it's just damn
right.
awesome.
But it's one plot just intertwined into one. So it just like we said, it's a good storyline. I really wish and I know it doesn't list it in the credits, but it does, William Daniels is part of the production part of it. He just is not credited in the credits. So if If you guys look for William Daniels in the credits, you're not going to see his name there.
Yeah, but most people know that already now.
I mean, it's
you know,
he went
he
ahead and
wasn't
did it.
credited on the actual TV show either.
No, he
so.
wasn't. But he actually agreed to do the original show. He just didn't want his name appearing in the credits.
Right.
That was the only difference. So, I mean, he got, you know, this movie is great. If you guys have not seen it, like TFG says, or has said, go get the DVD box set, whether it's just the single season or if you get the entire box set that has all 4 seasons in it. You will not be disappointed in the movie at all. It kind of does remind you of Night of the Phoenix. The only difference between Night of the Phoenix and this is Knight Rider 2000 is the reboot of KITT.
Yeah.
Not Industries 2000. And Night of the Phoenix was the beginning of KITT.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There's always get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can email us feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Beyond the Night is the show Twitter. Mine is Steve Q and Mike. What is your Twitter?
It is the Music Man 08.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast or Radio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving your message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you'll join us next time when we will be recapping the entire Knight Rider series from the 80s. Every single thing will be talked about. So, for now, I am TFG and Mike with
The Music Man 08.
And now for the end of the movie after this.
Are you looking for a weekly dose of gaming news and retro? And check out Off the Cuff, available Fridays on GeekCast Radio Network from the producers of XRG. New name, same.
What is it?
His car.
She's a real beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, not a scratch on her. We're looking at a recording. What in the hell are you doing? Oh my God. You didn't!
I'm afraid he did, Mr. Maddox. And I must say, this body fits me like a glove.